to my channel. This is Mr. Orchid Charm, and today I am going to repot this Phalaenopsis orchid. As you can see here, this orchid actually is not looking very great. This leaf here has already turned yellow from inside out, and definitely something is going on. And I'll get on to that later. But before that, let me just introduce her first. That she is actually a Phalaenopsis purpura with big lips, and this plant actually had produced a very long flower spike along cascaded. I made it cascaded, a pendant loop. Now you can see there is still one more last flower there, but the rest of the flowers is almost done. So with that said, I actually wanted to tell you also that she had suffered from a crown rot before. Let me just bring it closer so you can take a look here at the crown here. And I managed to save her. As you can see, the leaves, these two leaves here are still strong and healthy. She used to have more leaves, but because of the crown rot, the other leaves actually got yellowed and dropped off. And this leaf originally was okay together with these two, so I thought the problem is gone. But unfortunately, when these flower spikes blooms is almost over, I started noticing that this leaf also started turning yellow from inside out, and this looked just too familiar. And I knew that probably somewhere still inside there is still rotting. I mean, the root rot probably. So let's find out later when we dissect her and to repot her, and hopefully we can save her. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. But first of all, let's trim down the spike. Now, since she has a very long flower spike, and this spike here actually is still looking good, it's still green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going just to trim 1 inch above a node that still looks greenish and still have life. So probably it's this one here. So let me just go and get a pair of pruners. I have sterilized and flamed this. Now it is very important that you do that just so that it does not carry any fungus or bacteria that will pass from one plant to the other if you're still using the same pair of pruners. So let me just give it a clean cut. There you go. This flower spike is gone, so I can safely toss this away. Let me just show you what I've done. And the next thing is we are going to remove this decorative vase. Okay. First of all, what is going on with this plant here? Now from outside here of this plastic pot, I noticed dark blackish thing here. It could be due to the sphagnum moss. Okay, and just looking around, she's still having pretty much healthy roots, as I can tell here. So probably the safest thing is to repot her right away. As you can see, the media here is kind of rotting and probably is becoming too acidic, and that's why it is not healthy for this plant. So we need to rescue her right away. So let's get started. And I'm going to first of all remove all this sphagnum moss from this old media by first of all giving it a gentle squeeze of the pot just to loosen up the media, and then holding on to the flower spike and I can actually smell something. So look at that. Oh no, this is not looking great. See, look at the roots here. It's already rotting away, and I can smell something very unpleasant here from the sphagnum moss. So actually it is rotting already. So we need to do something about it. And what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going just to remove the sphagnum moss. Try to loosen it up and see what is going on. Okay, so I have finally removed most of the sphagnum moss, And this is what we have here. I spotted quite a bit of bad rotted roots, and with the dark spots as I can see, and some becomes flimsy, mushy, papery. But other than that, there are quite some strong and good roots too. So what we're going to do next is to give this a good rinse. So let me run to the tap real quick, and then I'll come back and start trimming the roots. Okay, so I'm done with rinsing the roots. Let me just show you exactly what is going on in here. There's been quite a bit of rotting in there. As you can see, all these the black spots here all the way down, and I'm not sure I still can save her, but let's try my best. As you can see here, it's rotting. The roots here. In fact, she also have a lot of good, healthy, strong roots. As I was cleaning the roots, I was feeling my way through. So what I'm going to do next is to trim off and cut off some of the mushy one back to my pruners. This needs to go. And what I would do is basically just feel my way through. If it is firm, I will leave it, but if it is something like mushy, like this papery here, and you can see the black end here, I will just cut it off. Alright, so far it hasn't been very fun because I'm seeing a lot of bad roots and decayed and rotted roots, but I'm trying my very best, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. So the next thing I'm going to do is to give these some spray of hydrogen peroxide, 3% hydrogen peroxide. This is just to get rid of any further fungus or any bacteria that still gets stuck to the roots that I have not cleaned properly. So when spraying hydrogen peroxide, you will hear this fizzing sound. So that means that there's fungus in there. So I hear some fizzling sound as I spray it upon these roots, and leave it there for like 5 to 10 minutes, and hydrogen peroxide will turn into water. So this is a very good way to kind of rescue your plants. So let's just wait a little bit, and then I'm going to repot this into its new media. But I'm just going to use a bigger pot and a bigger plastic pot that I have here, and with a lot of drainage holes and ventilation holes as well. And I'm just going to see how she's doing. The media that I have used is a mix of bark, chips, leca, perlite, and in fact there should be some sphagnum moss, but I don't see it here. Let's start packing some of these new media into the pots. I'm just going to gently fill it up since this plant is already not feeling well. So you just go around putting all this, filling up the whole pot. Okay, so I'm done with filling this container with the new media, and I actually have not packed it down too compactly. As you can see, I actually filled up to only like about 1/3 of space from the top of the brim, just so that it gives some space for these roots to breathe and to recover. Hopefully she'll be able to make it and grow up strong and healthy again. But I'll keep you guys posted. For the time being, I will put her in this new nursery container, just so that I can watch over her for the next couple of days or weeks, and hopefully she will grow up okay. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you find it informative and useful. If you have the same experience of repotting or rescuing a sick orchid, especially with root rot, feel free to share with me. You can leave comments and like, share, or subscribe to my channel. And until I see you guys again, bye.